Welcome back in at 6 o'clock. Americans of all faiths joining people around the world tonight mourning those killed in the mass shooting at a Hanukkah celebration in Sydney, Australia. A rabbi lit the second candle, the menorah at Sydney's Bondi Beach, one day after a pair of gunmen killed 15 people and injured dozens more in what was a targeted attack.
There is no place for hate in this country. There is no place for darkness in this country.
And the gunmen, identified as a father and son, used high-powered rifles to target attendees at this celebration. The shooting has sent shockwaves through the Jewish community all around the world, prompting enhanced security measures now, including outside of one of the world's largest menorahs in New York City. And the Baltimore Jewish community and supporters celebrated the first day of Hanukkah last night with a heavy heart. You can see here the annual menorah lighting that took place at McKeldin Plaza, right near the Inner Harbor downtown. And we are joined now by Howard Libet from the Baltimore Jewish Council. Howard, we always appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us here at 6. No doubt about it, this news being felt by so many across the country and here in our state. So how is the Baltimore Jewish community responding tonight?
Initially, of course, our first reaction was the security worry. So yesterday morning, we were hearing immediately from our partners in local and state law enforcement, reassuring us they didn't see any threats that we had, but reassuring us they had an enhanced visible presence at whether it's at outdoor events or just across the Jewish neighborhoods of the city and county. But what I've heard, the message I've heard across the Jewish community has been, we're not going to be intimidated. We are going to continue to celebrate our Jewish faith proudly and openly. We're not going to stay away from the outdoor or indoor Hanukkah celebrations. And we're not going to let the bad guys win. We're going to stand up against hate.
Love to hear that. I know, though, that the unfortunate reality is that some people out there may feel a bit uneasy, may feel unsafe celebrating Hanukkah. So what do you want to say to those individuals?
Yeah, and I understand that. I mean, unfortunately, as you know, the reality for the Jewish community has been concerns about security for many, many years now, amid this surge of anti-Semitism. Whenever you go to services at synagogues, there's an expectation you're going to see armed guards or armed police officers at the entrance. How many other faiths have to experience that? I don't want to say that we've gotten used to it, and this obviously threw an additional dose of concern, but they know that the Jewish community, the leadership, the Associated, the Baltimore Jewish Council, our synagogues, our schools have been very concerned about security for a long time, and when needed, step it up. Make sure we have the armed guards, the armed response that might be needed. Thankfully, with the support of our local law enforcement and our local government partners who have put millions of dollars into providing grants to help defray those costs. It is just such a huge expense on the Jewish community, but safety has to be our number one concern.
And I think you just said it best. There are a lot of people who are stepping up right now. I know we have many viewers reaching out to us asking how they can show their support and solidarity during this time. How can they do that? What would your advice be to them?
I'll tell you, in the last 24 hours, I've been it's lifted my heart to hear from so many of our faith partners of other faiths that they've reached out, just express their concern. Showing up, there's lots of public menorah display lightings that are happening throughout the 8 days. If you have the opportunity, go join one. Stand with your Jewish neighbors. Just ask them how they're doing, how they're feeling. I know our kids, our adults, it does hurt. We all feel like we're one big worldwide Jewish family. So ask your friends how they're doing and show that concern. That makes a huge difference.
I think just being present right now, and like you said, being there for them, asking them how they're doing can go a long, long way. Howard, again, as always, thank you for your time. Sorry you had to join under such heavy circumstances tonight.
Appreciate the time, Rick.
All right, make sure to tune into the CBS Evening News right after our newscast. We're going to have the latest developments in this story, of course, and plenty of other top stories from the day.